Tick-tock, just testing some audio here. Making sure my stream is firing up correctly. Still having some camera issues. The issue being that my camera's a piece of crap. It's alright though. Just one moment. Got me some water, got me some bourbon. Gonna play some Vikings and we're gonna tell some Viking stories. There we are. Alright, looks like everything is up and running. So, good evening, great and mighty internet. 'Tis Tuesday. That means that I am Jason. Miranda has already spotted me on Facebook. Hello, Miranda. Just started. I literally just hit the start stream. So, we're back with Valhalla. I've been, as usual, playing in the background because I secretly super duper love this game. So we're gonna kind of jump forward. Last time I was working on rescuing your brother Sigurd from the Templar. Now I've got him back, except he's an even bigger douchebag than before. I have also established a new alliance with Gloucester... Gloiki Streskery. God, I hope someone from England hears that. Gloiki Sestry. It was a neat quest. I now have a horse skull attached to my hood. I think it's permanent. I hope it's permanent. It looks freaking cool. So I figure I'm gonna do what I did last time. Play this a little bit and tell some Viking myths, some Norse mythology, some tales. Because I don't know, that's the kind of mood that this gets me into. Please, by the way, in either chat, I am on Facebook and I am on Facebook and stream, so I'm kind of jumping back, or stream, friggin', and Twitch, so I'm kind of jumping back and forth. Believe it on either stream if my volume's not doing so well, but my dear friend and former student Miranda is responding to me on Facebook, so I assume you can hear me. Got a new mic. I dig it. Here's a weird quirk with this game if you play it on PC. I saw this on some forums when I was trying to figure out what was up with some really long load times. When this little bar appears at the bottom, if you're playing on PC with a controller, sometimes like switching back and forth between the controller and the PC will kind of snap it out of whatever funk it's on. I don't know. It doesn't honestly make a ton of sense. No. Sorry about that. My phone, which is what I'm monitoring the stream chats on, decided to start replaying part of the stream there. Yeah. Alright, so I need to talk to Ranvi, who I'm having a Viking lesbian affair with. She is my brother's wife, to make it even more scandalous? Scandalous is the word, I think. And I think I should probably talk to my brother here, too, because he's losing it. I was just asked to resolve a dispute between the village bard and one of our shipwrights, one of our people who maintains our ships. And he came out, my brother came out, Sigurd came out in like a big old fuss and rage and started yelling about how it's his right and his right alone. Good night, my dear. My wife just came in and said good night. I may have to interrupt the stream at some point here. We've moved our baby out of our room, finally. He's about 7 months old. I just got around to getting his crib set up in his room, so he might not be used to it, but he's sleeping pretty peacefully right now. Anyways, Sigurd came out and really just unjustly laid into the bard and is basically going to ruin his life for a minor dispute. So I'm going to see what's up with that. But first I'm going to talk to Ranvi. My secret love. My ginger Viking. Yeah, I'm really digging this. I'm really digging Valhalla.
Ever like this. must do our best for him as we take care of our own. We're his best hope for healing. If it is not too late. In the meantime, we press on. I can hardly begin to describe what happened in Gloucestershire. I think you will learn soon enough. But we are allied with them. Yes, for all our pains.
In Gloucestershire, I got accused of murder, and we ended up burning a man alive. It's quite a journey. Miranda, you might want to watch, by the way, if you're playing through this on your own, or anybody really. I'm like 100 hours into this. I am taking my time and doing a lot of side quest explory type stuff. Hey, where are you going, Sulky? Oh, did I miss my chance to talk to him? Did I have to do it before? Alright, well, we're going to reload a save, because I want him to defend his actions to me. I have an uncle, or I guess a great uncle. He's my grandmother's brother, named Randy. And he's enormous. Like, I think he might actually be Goliath, like from the Bible. I look up at him when we meet, and I don't look up at very many people. Like, I'm not a giant. I'm only 6'2", right? Oh, didn't go back far enough. But that's like on the tall end of average for an American man, and I'm looking up at this dude. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're just going to see some stuff, you know, because I'm pretty far into it, is what I was saying before I got distracted ranting about my family. If you're worried about spoilers, just know that I'm about 100 hours deep, and I've done some major plot stuff, so there's still more to come. Anyways, once I get things kind of settled in here, I'm gonna start telling some Viking stories, because I'm inspired. Yeah, I think you're the same height as my wife, actually. All right, come on, jerk nose. What's your deal?
If you wish it.
Wow, okay, I reloaded twice. I reloaded twice just to get told to go away. That's good. That's fine. All right. Yeah. Set a dude on fire. Brother's not acting right. But we are allied with them. I don't know why I just made her, like, vaguely Irish. Okay, alright. So I got a bunch of raw materials, so I'm going to go finish upgrading my town here. I think there's only one thing left that I need to do. I think I just need to upgrade the, yeah, it just looks like the cattle farm. And nothing else seems to need anything. My fancy white raven. Yeah, everything looks good. Alright, I'll go upgrade that cattle farm. So, for the record, for anybody's knowledge, Odin, the Norse god Odin, plays a pretty significant role in this game. Eivor sees him in visions frequently. He frequently interacts with her, especially when she's making critical decisions. It's kind of implied that he's acting as her, like, Viking conscience, but there's a different reason. There's, like, a real reason that Odin speaks to her. I know what it is, but I'm not going to spoil. Let's see. What can I be doing? So that got me thinking about Odin. And last time I played, I kind of rambled about the Norse creation myth and the first war with the Vanir and all that, and I thought I might tell the story of how the Aesir got their wall rebuilt. But, I'm not real interested in that right now. I think I'd rather talk about Odin. So what's going on? Bear helmet! Bear helmet. Valkyrie armor. Oh man, how long is this in here? 6 days? Do I really feel like doing a bunch of contracts for this little twerp? when I've got Thor's armor already. Whatever, we'll do that. That'll get me started talking. This literally is just like going to hunt down and kill some people. That'll give me something kind of chill and not very plot heavy to do while I start telling stories. Ooh, I got a new weapon. Did I get a new weapon? Where? Oh, I upgraded my flail. I've been experimenting with other weapon combinations. I hear the spinning death flail is really, really good. I don't know. I don't really care to find out. At the moment, I'm way into using Excalibur in my right hand. Left hand? Is Eivor left-handed? Right hand, yeah. Who are you? Who are you? Oh! You're that horny teenager I rescued.
Returned from Francia already. This is a surprise. Is the Lady Estrid well?
She is. Had a rough few weeks upon.
What do you mean a rough few weeks upon her return? It's been like 3 days since I've seen you. You did not go to France and come back.
I remember right. You said I might find it here with your clan.
That's right. Your presence is much needed and well appreciated. Settle in, and we will sail soon enough.
Admit it, you just dumped her overboard. Alright, let's make sure he's on my crew at least. Oh, and I guess I should upgrade my lieutenant. My Baldman here. Because he... Okay, so he's already got a mythical battle, Sparth. I don't know what a Sparth is. Wait, what? I can give him a mythical one or a mythical one? I think this system might be a touch broken. I don't know, maybe. Whatever, he can have my old gear. And nobody has hired my dude yet. I haven't gotten any tributes in a while, so we're going to try and jazz him up a little. Make him look a little flashier, maybe. See if I can't attract some attention that way. Let's see. Ooh. That's just like the basic Raven Clan helmet, but it's good quality. Maybe make him... Oh, that looks dumb. That's like some dumb Bane. That's like some Mortal Kombat meets Bane. Now's not the time for fear, Eivor. That comes later. I guess we'll give him the Thane's Great Helm. The good one. And... I don't know, what do I got? What do I got that's better? I can give him worse armor. Or worse armor. Or worse... I really haven't done much with my armor since I got Thor's set. Why does it show 2? I don't understand. If we're going Raven, let's give him the Raven Clan helmet there. That looks fine. You good. Alright. Let's manage the crew and go assassinate some people. Yeah. How come my Berserker never sticks around? I did a whole quest to get this freaking Goliath up in here. And every time I assign him, he disappears. Oh well. Alright. So anyways, I've been thinking about Odin. I gotta be more mindful of my Twitch chat, by the way. It was a little glitchy last night. Or last time I streamed. Oh, there's just someone up here. Probably some wolves. So I've been thinking about Odin. Yeah, you're the only one on Facebook for now. I'm not like a big... I'm not real significant on the streaming scene, and that's okay. I'm just trying to drum up some support for our Twitch channel and our Facebook endeavors. Again, so we can do some charity at some point. But whatever. Thinking about Odin. So Odin, for a long time, was seen as the chief of the Nordic pantheon, the Scandinavian gods, the Germanic gods, basically Northern European. We've discovered some interesting things that suggest that may not have been the case, and that Thor may have actually been much more important. There's some reasons for that. We've started to discover more locations that have shrines of Thor, and we noticed that there just aren't really very many shrines to Odin. We've also known for a long time, because of the Poetic and Prose Edda, which is where the story I'm going to tell tonight comes from, that Odin was seen as the protector of the upper class, of the nobles. And Thor was more of like your everyman god. He watched out for like the merchants and the farmers and even the slaves. Whereas Odin cared who your parents were. Thor cared that you were an honorable person. Cool. Now, like the chiefs of a lot of polytheistic pantheons, Odin, kind of a dick. Just a little bit. Thor was his son, and ostensibly one of his favorite sons, not necessarily his totally favorite son. Guess I just killed some wolves. Let's go do this one next. Where are you at? Not all that far away. Let's get my Pegasus back here. But this didn't stop Odin from kind of trolling. And in fact, there's a reference to a story in here. Fairly early on in this game, you get a vision quest where you become, quote unquote, Odin. And you relive some memories of myths from Odin's perspective. And there's a bit where you stand up on top of some rocks and have kind of a Viking rap battle with Thor. That's a reference to a very short story from the Poetic Edda, where Thor is on a journey and some old guy who is secretly Odin in disguise stands on the other side of the river and basically talks crap at him until Thor gets mad and walks away. It's an odd story. It is, I think, meant to be didactic, which means it's meant to teach. It's meant to like instruct you in morals or like spiritual wisdom or something like that. I don't know. It's been a while since I've read that one. So Odin liked to travel. He traveled the world a lot in the myths, often disguised as like a warrior or a sorcerer or even just a humble old man traveling the roads. But one of his most distinguishing features, his one eye, was something that he never changed. No matter what form he was taking, no matter who he claimed to be, he always kept his one eye, but he would hide it with a wide-brimmed hat. So, not a great dude. Spent a lot of time in the myths stirring up trouble with mortals and even with other gods. Like Thor, Odin is quick to anger. But unlike Thor, he is not very quick to forgive. Thor gets mad, and then he gets over it. And we see that over and over again in myths about him. I didn't really want to get back on my horse. Hey, it's Sean. Thor gets mad, and then he gets over it. And we see that in a number of myths about him. Might tell one later, because I just read it earlier today. Odin is a grudge keeper. If you cross Odin, he's probably never going to forget it. He's probably never going to let it go. He's probably going to ruin your life, your kid's life, your grandkid's life. Like, your whole family's screwed if you mess with Odin. Are you? Okay. Well, good job. Hurlers, man. Come here. Come here, horse. So, to really illustrate, and Odin also would do anything, really anything to get what he wanted. He was a lot like Zeus in that regard from the Greek myths, except Zeus, if I may say, was rather a rapist. Zeus was really rapey. There are lots of stories of him like tricking women into banging him, or just like straight up assaulting women. Odin doesn't do that so much. He seduces a lot of women, but at least in the myths I'm familiar with, he doesn't go for like the outright assault. He's more violent though, I think. So that got me thinking about a good story to tell tonight. And finally, here we go. What is happening? So, not long after the First War, a good story to illustrate what kind of person Odin was. Not long after the First War, that war between the Aesir and the Vanir, the two clans of gods, Aesir, war gods, Vanir, nature gods, decided that they needed to do some other stuff to settle the peace, to keep the peace. So they decided that every god should get together and spit in a pot. Because what says I love you like a pot full of spit, right? And then, I guess in order to keep people from asking awkward questions about why Odin had a pot full of spit in his bedroom, they turned that spit into a man. And I really should have looked this up because I always get this man's name wrong. But he was essentially the first bard. So bad at names. So this man, this first bard, was very, very wise. And he traveled the world and he spread art and merriment and wisdom everywhere he went. Oftentimes, people would ask him to arbitrate disagreements. He would sit and listen, and he would do the Socratic thing. He wouldn't tell them what to do. He would simply listen to them and ask them questions. Cool. Nice guy. So, one day, though, the first bard, our buddy, made of spit bard, ran afoul of some dwarves. Now, dwarves in popular culture are like cheerful Scottish blacksmiths. Not so much in Norse mythology. They're gross, creepy weirdos. And they're jealous, and they're greedy, and they're cruel. So, they invite Kvasir. That was the first bard's name. I knew if I just pattered for a while, it would pop back into my head. They invite Kvasir, some dwarves, into their domain. And they want to hear stories, they say. So Kvasir shows up. They promptly slit his throat because they're dwarves, and that's what dwarves do. And they drain his blood and turn it into mead. So we had a man made of spit. Now we've turned his blood into mead. Delicious. Now, this mead, it turns out, had astounding properties. Anybody who drank even a drop of it would instantly become incredibly wise and a very skilled poet. Now, you can't keep a treasure like this secret for very long. Cursed item around here for me to break. Probably up in the tree. And eventually, some frost giants, just as unpleasant as the dwarves, heard about this mead of poetry. Oh, there it is. Boop. And one frost giant in particular came to visit these two dwarf brothers with his wife, and they wanted that mead of poetry. So they hung out, and they talked for a while. And eventually, the dwarves realized that these giants were intending to steal the mead of poetry from them. So they did what dwarves do and dumped a big fucking rock on the one dwarf, on the one giant's head. And then his wife started crying because he was dead, so they dumped a big old rock on her head, too. Dwarves. Not subtle, also not friendly. Get back here. Get back here. I need your feathers. Except you can't loot feathers from every raven you shoot, for some reason. Really should be using a different bow for this. So, a while goes by. There's some dead dwarves floating in the ocean. Or dead giants. And unfortunately for the dwarves who killed them, their relative, Suttung, comes looking for them. You know, he's a little suspicious. Hey, my cousins, I think they were, stopped by your place, oh, I don't know, about 6 months ago, and we never heard from them again. You want to explain what's going on? And the dwarves are like, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. That's all right, Miranda. I'm just kind of I'm telling stories. And the dwarves are like, I don't know what you're talking about. Nobody comes here. Giants don't visit us. And then Suttung basically looks outside and sees his family's corpses floating in the ocean. And is like, well, it seems we have ourselves a disagreement. So he grabs these two dwarves, and being a giant, he's, you know, a bit bigger than them, wades out to sea with them. And he plops them on a big old coral reef. And he says, "Welp, I'm going to walk back to mainland now. Hope you guys can figure out what the hell to do with yourselves before tide comes in, because you're awfully little, and we're way far out to sea." And the dwarves don't like this, of course. They don't want to drown. So they instantly start trying to barter with Sotung. They say, "Hey, what can we give you? Like, literally, we'll give you anything to just not drown us, please. Please don't drown us. What do you want?" He says, "All right, I want your blood mead." And the dwarves think about lying about the blood mead because they're dwarves. They always think about lying. But in the end, they decide it's best not to test Sutung's patience. He's already attempting to kill them, much like I'm attempting to kill every human being I see on the road, apparently. Not even sure where I'm going for this quest. Somewhere quite a ways away, at least. Oh, way the heck up north. We're going to fast travel real quick. So they say, "Okay, fine. Whatever. We really wanted to keep this mead. It's really powerful and special. But we also don't want to die." So Sotung takes them back to the mainland. And they give him the mead, which he carries back in 3 big old cauldrons to his home in a mountain. Now, Odin has a throne called Hlidskjalf, and he can see everything when he sits on this throne, so he saw all of this happening. And Odin hates a lot of things. Sometimes he hates his kids, sometimes he hates war, sometimes he loves war. Most of all, he hates dwarves and giants, though, so he sees these dwarves with this mead, and then he sees a giant walk away with this mead, and he's like, hell no. So he turns to Frigg, his queen, and says, "I'll be back. I gotta go deal with this. The giants, they should not have this stuff." Frigg kind of wonders why, because Frigg always tries to get Odin to justify his decisions. "Why are you going to go mess with giants? Who cares if they have the meat of poetry?" And Odin's response is basically, "'Cause fuck giants." So Odin disguises himself as an old man named Bolverk. Bolverk means doer of evil. He literally named himself Evil Dude, if that gives you an idea of how he's going to solve this problem. And he travels into Jotunheim, and he finds this vast, sprawling estate where Sutung and his brother live. And there's a bunch of farmers, a bunch of thralls, slaves, working the fields for Sutung's brother. And Bolverk gets an idea. So he walks up to them, and he's kind of casually like, "Wow, boy, howdy, you guys are working really hard. I appreciate good, hard-working slaves. How about you let me sharpen your scythes for you?" So they agree to this. They'll do anything to take a break. They've been working hard all day. So Bolverk gets out a magic whetstone, because he's Odin, and he can do that, and he sharpens their scythes. Looking for somebody. I think I see him. There he is. All right, I'm going to need my horse to help me catch up here. Come on. Come on, horse. So he sharpens their scythes to, like, an unnatural degree. And then he says, you guys are probably going to just wear these blades down. I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you a gift. I'm going to throw this scythe, this whetstone up in the air. And whichever one of you catches it can keep it. It's yours for keeps. Oh, Jesus. And of course, all the thralls want this thing, because whoever has this whetstone, they're going to get their work done super fast, and then Sutung will release them from their contract, or Sutung's brother, rather, and they can go home. Cool. So he throws it up in the air. And in their hurry to be the one who catches this whetstone, they all end up slitting each other's throats accidentally. Bolverk smiles at this, because Odin is not a nice guy. And he walks up to Sutung's brother's house, and he knocks on the door, and Sutung's brother comes out, blinking and a little bit drunk, because he's a giant. And he's like, "What? Pray tell, my lord, has happened to my slaves? How's it come they're all missing their heads?" And Odin Bolverk is like, dude, crazy story. Crazy story. But I'm not going to tell you that crazy story. Instead, I'm going to offer to replace your slaves for you. And Sutung's brother is interested because now he has no farm hands, so he needs somebody. Oh, I just had a sip of bourbon. That's some good stuff. Bulwark says, I'm going to replace your slaves with me. I am the fastest, strongest worker in all of Midgard. I'm going to barter with you. I will harvest your entire field for you by the end of the summer. And in return, I want you to get me the mead that your brother stole from the dwarves recently. Now, Sutung's brother, they don't get along. Giants tend not to have real happy families. And he's not really looking forward to the possibility of coming into conflict with Sutung, who is a fairly powerful giant lord. But he figures, who's this Bulwark D-bag? You know, he can't possibly do all of my farm work for me by himself in a couple months. So I'm going to say yes. Sutung's brother accepts the offer. He says, well, I can't promise to get you anything. My brother and I don't really talk much, but I will at least introduce the two of you if you do as you say. And he figures he's going to get the better of this because there's no way Bulwark can keep up his end of the bargain. So he's going to get like most of his crops harvested. He'll lose some, but really, like, who cares? You know, better than nothing. What is this?
My family, they've died unjustly. They need to be burned. But this fire won't do.
Well, that's
We
morbid.
must burn them before they turn into vengeful dragons. There must be something out here that burns.
Something around here that burns, you say? I don't know. Maybe oil? You dingus? So if they gotta... maybe I don't want to get that one. I might accidentally break them both. I'm just gonna rob this guy. Why not? I'm gonna be Bulwark. So anyways, while I'm looking for a way to burn this guy's family. There we go. This looks a little easier to get a hold of. Bulwark sets to work. And of course, he's not just like some old dude. It's Odin, so he gets it done. He works all summer.
Thank you. Thank you. May they rest in peace.
And he gets the job done. At this point, Sutung's brother is kind of sweating. He's like, shit. What am I supposed to do? Well, Bulwark's come to collect.
Robbed me of my senses. And
So Sutung's brother...
my brother was to inherit my father's wealth.
Whoa.
Now our family fortune a favor. I beg of you.
Alright.
Men like you deserve something worse than death. I hope your family condemns you even in Hellheimer.
Brutal. And I'm just going to help myself to that fortune. If I can find... Was that it? Was that it? That thing that I stole already? Alright. So Sutung stumps his way up. Or Sutung's brother stumps his way up to Sutung's house. And he knocks on the door and Sutung comes out. And is kind of like, what do you want, asshole? And his brother says, look, you're probably going to deck me in the schnoz for this, but I made a deal with this Bulwark guy who I'm pretty sure murdered all my thralls. I told him if he could harvest all of my grain over the course of a summer, I guess it'd probably be barley more like, I would talk to you about letting him have some of the meat of poetry. And Sutung slams the door in his brother's face, and his brother kind of shrugs and goes, well, I just said I'd try. I tried. Sorry, Verky. And Bulwark isn't amused by this, and he says, no. You're going to help me do this. And there's something about Bulwark that intimidates even the frost giant in front of him. So Frost Giant, Sutung's brother, says, look, my niece Gunlad is guarding the mead, and I know exactly where in my brother's house, in the middle of this mountain, that room is. And I guess, so you won't go back and tell your friends and family that I'm a liar, I'll help you drill your way in there, okay? So he goes and he gets an auger, kind of a hand drill. And he starts drilling into the mountain. And after a while, he says, all right, we're in. You're good. And Bulver kind of peers into the hole. It's pretty deep. And he blows into it real hard, and a bunch of dust flies back in his face. And he looks at Sutung's brother, kind of like, you're you're messing with me. So Sutung's brother finishes the job, and Bulver turns into a snake and slithers his way into that hole, and right away, the brother realizes what's up. Right away, he's like, whoa, shit. This guy's a god. I don't know which one he is, but he's one of the gods. So Odin, now in his normal form, pops out in this room. And in this room, there's this maiden, Gunlad, the daughter of Sutung. And she's lonely because her dad is literally like, hey, baby cakes, sweet thing, I love you. Sit your ass in this room and watch this mead. And don't ever let anybody get near it. So Odin does what he does. If he were Zeus, he would just, like, attack her. Odin instead kind of woos her, charms her, bangs the crap out of her for a couple of days. And while she's in her funk afterwards, he steals all the mead. Now, because it's a myth, there's got to be some dramatic timing. Just doing some miscellaneous objectives, I guess. Sutung comes in to check on his daughter, and he sees her all disheveled on the bed. And he sees a hole in the wall. And he sees 3 empty cauldrons where there should be 3 cauldrons full of god blood. And he flies into a rage, and he turns into an eagle, and he bursts out of his own home. Yes, the mountain. And he sees another eagle flying away, and that's Odin. Because Odin, he can change shape too. Ooh, time to trip mushrooms. In the game, not for real. What? What? I'm gonna follow that seal. Follow the seal. So we get 2 shape-shifting supernatural entities in the form of birds flying towards Asgard as fast as they can. Odin's in the lead, but Sutung, filthy giant that he is pretty strong, and he's catching up. The other gods see this. Heimdall spots it. And he says, hey, we gotta be ready. Get some cauldrons out so Odin can spit out the mead for us. Odin makes it to Asgard first. He barfs all that mead up. But in his hurry, some of it accidentally falls into the world of men. Nobody really notices. Nobody really cares. Sutung sees this. And now, depending on the myth, he either risks his life and flies into Asgard. But in the version I'm familiar with, he is like, fuck that. Okay, I guess I'll just go home. I lost my mead. That sucks. He turns around and he leaves. Now, the mead that fell out of Odin's mouth and landed in the world of men is the source of poetry. You know, Odin and the gods are so happy to have the blood of Kvasir back. Ow! You freaking schnozzle. All I did was shoot your family, jeez. That they decided, you know what? No, we're gonna let men have that mead. We're gonna let them have it. They can have poetry too. And for a long time in the Scandinavian countries, it was said that if you were a gifted poet, a gifted speaker, a writer, an artist of any kind, that apparently some of that mead had found its way into your mouth when you were a babe. A wee babe. So there we go. Odin murdering slaves, banging innocent girls to get to their possessions, and also he gave humans poetry. Nice guy. All right, I'll percolate on another story to tell, but for now, oh hoy, welcome back. I told the story of the meat of poetry while you were gone. You can rewind through that if you like. I'm gonna kind of wander about here, clean up some of these map markers while I decide on another story to tell. And then maybe I'll do a story quest in this game. I should clean all this stuff up. I need a lot of iron. I need a lot of iron to upgrade my gear. Oh, hey. Right. Trash talk that boar, buddy. Alright, let's see. Got some opal. Cool. Got some, come on, supplies. I have like 2,000 supplies. Who even needs that many? Like, there's no use for them anymore. I've finished building my village. Oh, well. So we are Slapdash Entertainment. I'll put that in a comment here real quick. Let me just pause and text that at you. There are, me, Cyple, Fu, Obi, Steve. There are 5 of us. Oh, and, Sasha. There are 6 of us. I think it might be in 2 words. I don't remember. We run the channel together. We take turns Sundays and Tuesdays. I stream something. Cyple streams whenever. My buddy Cyple, he's literally my oldest friend. And then we do group streams on like Saturdays and Sundays. Or Saturdays and Fridays and Saturdays. Jeez, why was that so hard? Meat! Haha! That didn't work at all the way I wanted it to. Bonk! There we go. And I got a tooth for my trouble. Oh, sir, please, I don't need a hug. Oh, they're fine. My buddies are proper bros. And they'll be glad for any follows we can get. I think we're at 40 followers now. Oh, look at us grow. Just in time. Just in time for what? I won't say. Honestly, I think a fair proportion of our followers are former students of mine. So, you know, not to brag, but I am definitely helping. Okay, for real, I don't want supplies. I want iron and, well, mostly just iron. Okay, there's a little iron. That's weak sauce iron, though. What is happening? Eivor, what are you doing? Eivor, darling. Okay. Alright, well, whatever. Let's go see what this world event is, and the mount not available. Alright, my horse is scared. Come on. There you go, baby. Let's go see what this world event is. I've reached level 400 because I side quest obsessively in open world games. Once you hit level 400, it's much easier than it sounds, by the way. You start getting mastery points, so I honestly think the mastery points are even better rewards than perk points, skill points. Excuse me. Speedy hair.
Stand aside and let me in. I'll have no qualms wiping clean that grin. You'll be less pale, more black and blue, and none shall care for the likes of you.
Oh, God, a poet's just like me. Yes, yes, your entry will be free.
Ta-da! Welcome to our Twitch channel.
Step right in. There's fun to be had. And bones broken.
Wait, did I find Fight Club?
Are you ready?
Yes.
Splendid.
Is this repeatable?
Now, let's see if you don't take a fall against the one they call
Oh, hey, Sipel's old girlfriend. Girlfriend. That's an old joke. Bruh, come on. More. More violence.
Watching you rub bodies was an absolute treat.
Please don't say it like that, Chunk. Chunk McGuffin.
Favorite thing to eat. It would please me to no end to watch you fight again. So whenever, now or then, return promptly to my den.
I feel uncomfortable. The big hairy man just called me a noodle. And said he wanted to eat me? Oh wait, is there more? Or is this just repeatable? Can I just do this to farm gold? Or silver? Yes. I wish to fight.
There may be shed blood in your veins against this.
Yeah. His face looks familiar. Is he supposed to look like somebody? Ow, hey. What was that? Don't butt slam me. Oh, that's a combo. Oop. I keep walking into that combo. Silly man. Silly Jason. Ow. Hey. Buddy. Can I seriously just, like, squeeze silver out of this? Hey, Noodle Man. Eat me. Yes.
Splendid. I think it's time your head got stung. For none remains
Oh, just 3.
but tongue.
You. Yes, we do have stank cheese. We don't have very much in the way of custom emojis. We were working on that, though. Please stop. I have an enormous amount of trouble dodging grapples. Can I lock onto him? That's better. Ouch. Sir. I thought I dodged. Guess not. Ouch. Hey, I can heal. That's cheaty. But I'm gonna do it. Okay, what happens if I do that, though? Can I... Is there, like, a special attack? Oh, yeah, it's super... One Punch Man. 40 damage. Okay. Friggin' 1-inch punch.
I've never been in such a fight. You wallop me with all your might. It seems to me you've proven to be champion of the BBB.
The British broadcast beating? The British beating broadcast?
With only pride and never shame. Remember how it was you came to be blessed with so much fame. Farewell.
Okay. He gave me a piece of wood. I guess everybody needs their wood. And 300 gold, or silver, whatever. It's not my fault this is the only game that... Wait, we have Kirby emojis? Sipel's been busy. I should really pay more attention to things like that, eh? Let me go see what this offering is real quick, since apparently I'm almost done doing world events here. Wherever I am. Where am I, anyways? I've just been kind of wandering. Lady Chestershire. And... Hey. Saxon scum. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry you had a rough day. I've not been feeling real great. I know it's different than having an actual bad day, but my head's just throbbing today. So I'm not in a great mood either. You can tell some more stories if you want. I aim to eventually. I'm sailing. Edain's offering. Yeah, okay, whatever. Return with the offering. 3 hare's feet. Alright. I'm probably not gonna do that, so... Well, here's a little bit of positive news. Because we've been getting a lot of negative news in the world lately. Things seem all gloomy and ruined forever. Vaccines are getting distributed fairly widely. Nice. There's also some really interesting research into energy being made. Oh, please, someone who's up on current events, please correct me. It was either Korea or Japan, I want to say South Korea, have created something that's called an artificial sun potential energy source. It burned at about 1,000,000 degrees for 20 seconds. Ooh, by all means, tell us stories. This is... I don't monopolize the stories. I'll just be riding my horse. Ooh, more curses. It's probably in the house, would be my guess. Oh, there's critters to hunt. I forgot. There's a legendary beastie that I haven't hunted. Let's see if I can... I may have meant to do that. Let's see, can I get a good angle? Yeah, boom. I need to go find the angry bobcats, which are going to be down here. I believe. I think they're in Hampshire. Actually, hang on. We're going to look this up real quick. Just to make sure that I'm going in the right direction. Legendary animals. Legendary animals. Assassin's Creed. I'll just sing badly. Animals. AC Valhalla. There we go. I spelled literally every word in that wrong. Okay, games radar. Tell me. Am I remembering correctly where the kitty cats are? Oak Bloody Peaks. Corpse Feeders. Got all them. Got the Battle Sow. Got the Beast of the Hills. Blood Swine. Steinbjorn. The furthest south section of Shire. No, that's the Blood Swine. Highest level area. Hampshire. Okay. And it's in the north of Hampshire, actually, it looks like. By the river. Interesting. Hang on. No. That's where, okay. Yeah, they're right there. That's them. Okay. So I'm going to go hunt some legendary links, I guess. I love mishearing things. Several of our teachers over at the school that I work at over at Bloomfield have a Ah. Couldn't work at A&W. I'm constantly chuckling at nothing. Possibly because I'm crazy. See, I find that, honestly, the best stories are the ones that are a little embarrassing. Alrighty. Hey, it's Avery and Obi. The Obles. B-Rice. Rice-A-Roni. You know, Obi, if you really wanted to help the channel, you could watch on Twitch. If you're not already, I don't know. Okay, guys, I really don't want to... I don't... Alright, fine. Wait, I already... Oh, who cares? Go away, horse. Bad horse. Bad horse. Big on. I'm hunting lynx. We're not going to mess with you. Not interested in getting into a protracted fight here. Hey! Okay. Alright. Okay. Now you're done. You don't mess with my horse. You messed with my horse twice. I'm gonna mess with your horse. And by horse, I mean face. Whoa, hey, it's Dilbert. Dilly, I'm telling myths, kind of, except mostly I'm just yelling incoherently. I don't know, it's rather a lot like when you and I game, except, less vulgar. What am I doing? Come here. And by come here, I mean go away. And by go away, I mean allow me to stomp on your bits. Come on. There we go. Wishman's... Oh. I wasted a lot of healing items. Alright. Well, maybe I'll find some at whatever this irrelevant mark is. Another Roman theater mask, I imagine. Or what Ubisoft thinks Roman theater masks are. I mean, they're probably reasonably accurate at... Oh, no! Well, I could have cheesed this. What? Snake! 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 I could have cheesed this with one of my adrenaline abilities, but... Screw it. Yes! Kiddo's sleeping, but he's on the other side of the house. He's fine. He's actually sleeping quite well. I'm really pleased. Like I said at the beginning here, we moved him into a different room. I thought the change of scenery might upset him, but he's doing fine. The sweet little tater tot. Wait, no, I don't want the horse. Not right now. I've got cats to fight. Meow. There they are. Oh, that one's fairly big. Any more nummies? Anywhere? No? No nums to munch? No mushrooms? I mean, I'm sure there's some in the boss arena, but I'd really rather not use those unless I have to. Alright, whatever. Whatever. They're fighting each other. Oh, wow. I'm a terrible shot. Oh, seriously, that's all the more damage that's gonna do. I hit it in the neck with an axe. Ouch. Wait, that didn't even hurt. I'm not exiting anything. Wait. Haha! Shotgun bow. Where'd the big one go? Did it just give up over there? I mean, I'm alright with that. Nah. Kiddo sleeps in his own room. At least now he does. He used to sleep in our bedroom, but I'm not in our bedroom either. One of the big selling points when I bought this house, or when we bought this house, and buy it by myself, good lord. Yep, hey, what? I don't like it, 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 I don't like it. What do I do, what do I do, what do I do? Okay. Anyways, one of the big selling points when we bought this house is that there was a room where I could just set up my stuff. Let's try to avoid cuddle time. Please? No cuddles. No cuddles, just punching. I'm a terrible shot in this game. Oh, no. Need arrows to use the arrow ability, Jason. Come on, bud. Any more arrows around here? Ranya. There we go. This isn't a particularly difficult fight, but anything to speed it along. Bonk. Call of Duty. Maybe. I'm a little bit resistant to COD games. That's more my buddy Sipel's shtick. But I also used to say that about Assassin's Creed, and here we are. These are weirdly durable links. Explodomatic Wonder Sword! What happens if I kick the links? I can kick the links! Do it again! Something about how it looks warm. I don't know. Yeah, I used to be way into Call of Duty. I played the first two, the World War II ones, forever ago. Then I played Modern Warfare 1 and like half of Modern Warfare 2. And those both came out, what, like more than 10 years ago now? Yeah, those two weren't the hardest of the legendary critters. There's a fight with 3 wolves that gave me conniptions for a little while. And there's a giant magic bear in one of the spirit visions that you can have that gave me some pause. Wait, do I have adrenaline? No, I don't. I need to go get some adrenaline going on here so I can blow up a wall. What if I can get adrenaline by fighting a deer? It'd give me an adrenaline rush. Yeah! Oh, and there's a rabbit. Come here, I need your feet. Come here, I need your feet. Come here! Gotcha. Did I get feet? No, not all rabbits have feet, apparently. Come on. There we go. Head sinuses. I think I just ran over a squirrel. Hey, somebody's watching me on Facey Space, and I don't think it's you. People keep clicking by. It's alright. Honestly, the Twitch views, I appreciate every view. Honestly, we all do. But the Twitch ones are most helpful because that's where we're going to do our charity streams and such like. Eivor. Eivor, quit dicking around and get down there. Nyar. I don't know why I said that so weird. Down there. There you go. Theater mask. Where's the way out? There it is. Ta-da. That's mildly annoying, so I'm just going to fast travel now. Oh, am I almost done in... No, I'm nowhere near done in Hampshire. There's a ton of stuff I haven't messed with. That's alright. I think I should probably focus on the plot for now. So I'm going to go turn in that animal head that I got. Hey, Christian. I see you. That's alright. I did something like that with my computer. I was installing updates and stuff while I was teaching class online. And if my friend Etch-a-Sketch the Lion is still in chat, I think I've told you this story. Actually, I think I was texting with you when I did this. Not that I would ever text in class. But I was running my online class, and I accidentally cleared my computer. Well, not accidentally, I just wasn't thinking. But I cleared my computer's cache, my browser cache, and it kicked me out of all of my classes and deleted all my saved passwords. So I was in the middle of a lecture, and I just disappear. Good job. Very professional. Much good. Very nice. Mastery point. Go bear. Always bear. Infinibear. Alright, I have a lot of money. So let's see if my favorite Icelander here has anything good to sell me. Mm-hmm. Atta girl. You got that iron. That's what I need. Spicy chips. I don't understand. I don't understand the spice. Actually, I kind of understand the spice. I have chronic sinus problems. You know, the sexiest of all medical conditions. And sometimes the only thing that will clear my head out is spicy food. So there is actually a use for green chili, as far as I'm concerned. But only when I have headaches. What am I talking about? Horse! To battle, steed. No? Alright. Okay, you.
Impressive. Never seen anything like it.
It's just a giant cat, bruh. And you've never seen... Oh? That looks violent.
What have you got to
It's a Dane axe. Those are my favorite kinds of weapons. Did I get everything? This doesn't even show everything. No, it does show everything. Okay. Yeah, I think that's everything. Okay. Alright, Dane axe, what do you got? Ooh, I can upgrade that. That's a nifty little dagger. Oh, it's alright. I think school is okay right now. I mean, obviously this is suboptimal for everybody having everything online, but we're doing our best. I'm pretty proud of them. Should probably be more careful about the things I talk about if I'm streaming publicly. The axe can fart? Oh, I'm all about farting axes. Let's go upgrade the fart axe. And it gives me the spinny thing. It's not nearly as helpful as the broken dagger ability, but like... Come on, buddy, upgrade my fart axe. Fart axe. Fart axe. Hey, buddy, I helped you be mediocre in front of women earlier. Which, interestingly, is about what I'm good for in terms of being a wingman in real life. Alright, I have a fart axe. That does a ton of damage. 133 and it's not even fully upgraded. I am okay with that. So my battle sparth, which is my current strongest weapon, does 156. Ooh. I have a poison axe. I could pair that. I could pair that with my fire axe. Ooh, am I accidentally getting into this? I think I'm getting into this. Alright, well, I'm not going to use this axe just yet. But I'm going to keep an eye out for poison-related runes. I'm going to use this dagger. Daggers, when you hold them in your offhand, let you do this, which is a really busted attack. It stun locks pretty much anybody, as long as they're not blocking when you initiate the attack. I don't know about singing. Well, I mean, he screwed me over at the start of the game. I enjoy singing, I honestly do. I think my thing is that I am, time to admit something personal on the internet. I am super self-conscious, and I'm really, like, cripplingly afraid of failure. So that kind of behavior can lead to a couple of different outcomes with the students that I see most of the time. Huh? I've already done one there. Oh, whatever. That tends to lead to, like, burnout. Nice.
I have heard that man's name so often. He is currently entangled in a war with the Picts of the Northern Hills. I suspect if you are keen to meet him, he asks that you join him at his war camp.
Hafton Jarl. Anyways, with a lot of students I see, that fear of failure becomes like a hyper anxiety that causes them to try way, way too hard.
A proud clan that lives just beyond the Roman wall.
My unfortunate habit that I really struggle to break, even though I know I have this habit, is it prevents me from trying. And that's a habit I developed when I was in high school. And I began to form the conclusion that no matter what I do, it's never going to be good enough. So I'm just not going to try. I'm just going to make a joke out of everything. And in that way, well, I can't fail. Because if I fail, I didn't really fail. I wasn't trying. And this is a habit that I just have not been able to break. And see, Miranda, I'm really proud of you for being in choir despite that kind of self-consciousness. That is something that when I was younger, I never learned to do. I never learned to make myself do something despite my anxiety. So I'm really proud of you for being able to do that. And I'm proud of anybody who can do that. I went to a choir concert at the school that I work at. And there was a young lady who got up on stage. I don't remember her name. I wish I did. I should have memorized her name and like gotten it tattooed across my forehead or something. She got up on stage and frankly, as far as musical performances go, it's pretty rough. She was obviously terrified. Like, this girl was petrified to be on stage singing a solo by herself. I could barely hear her. But she got up there and she did it, despite that fear. And I have never had this girl in class. Maybe I have her in class this year and I don't know it. But I am so proud of this girl. Just like I'm proud of anybody who can fight off that fear. Because that's something that I could never do when I was younger. It's something that I didn't really start learning to do until I was in college. And even then, wasn't really good at it. I still struggle with it even now. Ooh, I kind of like that better than the... Yeah, we're going to go with that. So good on you, and good on anybody who listens to this ever and has faced their fears. I'm proud of you, even if you're a random stranger on the internet. Like Miranda's pointing out, it'll be things like that will be really hard, and sometimes they're worth doing. Oh god, am I about to cheesily quote JFK? Yes, I am, because they're hard. Sometimes it's the difficulty that makes it worth doing. What am I doing? I've already been up here. Now, when I play open world games, I like to wander and travel, and I will happily, like, slow walk my way everywhere. Since I'm streaming, we'll fast travel. You know, Miranda, I don't think that I ever went to a choir concert while you were with us. I wish I had. I do. I'm sure you've got a lot of talent to you, especially if you take the time to practice. Even if you're just like singing to yourself while you do dishes sometimes. What time is it? Ooh, it's only 10:30. Not bad. I have some questions. Like, how did I get up here? Whatever. Eat some mushrooms. They climb to the hills. Oh, come on, newly speckled raven. They didn't climb to the hills, they're beneath me. You ass. Ass. Hey, it's Sipel. What are you doing, Sipel? What do you want, ma'am? I know you have no answers for me, but I'm not sure what you mean.
Well met, able raven friend. Now there's a face I've seen before.
Faravit, we met in Jorvik, the Yuletide feast.
The Yuletide massacre. I remember. What brings you here?
Halfdan Jarl. He summoned me. Is he near?
He was, but the Picts hit us hard. We were separated.
Fresh attack.
Oh, hello. Sipel playing GTA with Fu and Nobles.
Picts. They won't be happy to see the likes of me.
Wait, I can throw arrows back, I do believe. Come on, shoot at me. I really should give GTA 5 a try. Never really been a big GTA guy, but honestly, you guys are my bestest friends in the entire universe. And I would be glad to have more things that we can do together. Why am I being all emotional? Normally I hide my emotions behind walls of sarcasm. Off the cliff. I Spartaned him. Heh. Sibel, this is Miranda. She's one of my former students. I've gotten a bunch of them to follow us. Look at me being helpful. Ooh. What are you doing? What are you doing over there? Go away. Stop it. Don't make me come back over there. How did you get over here? I'm a wolf master too. Check it out. Meet my wolf. Bing, bang, bong. Haha. Hey, quit parrying me. Yeah, I'll just nail you to the ground, apparently. Off the ledge with you. Nope, not quite. I'll just stomp on him. And apparently poison him with all the nastiness my boot's been through. Okay, they're back over here. Alright. Come all the way over here. I could climb the cliff, I know, but I'm not gonna. You know, I'm generally opposed to real-life violence. But, like, if I ever managed to punch somebody's head off, I don't know, I feel like I would like that on my tombstone. Why am I leading the way? I'm not even part of your army. Do I just have the word protagonist written on my I probably do. Hey, how come I quit moving? Oh, there we go. Cutscene. Oh, I dig this. I haven't been way into Assassin's Creed in a while. But I am digging Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm into it. Oh, I get it. I know what this dude's all about. So this game, without spoiling anything, has what you might call an underlying theme of reincarnation. I think Halfton here is reincarnated. Anyways, Daisy is doing great. We've been having trouble. You know, things have been difficult with everything going on and working from home and all that, but she's doing pretty great. She loves being a mom. And to be honest, I love watching my wife be a mom. Like, she loves our little boy so much, and it's so wonderful to see.
The timing is poor, as you can see. Too many here are spent, like a sword. Thirsty. Faramir, have your men build field pyres for the dead.
At once, my yard.
Not here, not now. Then to Doncaster!
Did I miss something?
The oldest son of Ragnar Lothbrok, so it says. What do you make of him?
Heroic display. He makes a powerful first impression.
Just the way he likes it. Welcome to Jorvikshire, friend.
Well met, Faramir. I was hoping your Jarl would be as welcoming. I suppose I must earn his trust.
Is that why you've come here? To earn Halfton's trust? To find a seat at his table?
I have my own table. What I want is a bond of friendship between the new lords of England.
Among whom you count yourself, I suppose?
It is an ally I seek, not a master.
Well, there is but one lord of Northumbria.
Ooh, sniffy.
You heard the Jarl. Take the gear and start digging.
What am I doing? I guess I'm jumping off a cliff. Whoop! Or teleporting down it. I would really rather not jump from here. I feel like this is a better idea. Oh, thank goodness it let me do that. More than once in several Assassin's Creed games, I've taken the leap of faith and just splattered on the ground because the game didn't intend me to be able to jump from where I was. Ooh, there's fishes. Oh, there's lots of fish. I'm gonna go fishing for a second. It's a good way to make money in this game. And I suppose while I fish,
Water is boiling with them.
Lucian. His name is Lucian. Lucian. It's a Greek name, but Daisy got it from a book. Which book, I forget. It's a book that I haven't read, and she keeps telling me I really need to read it. I just like it because that's thematic with mine. My name is Jason, duh, which is a Greek name. I guess I shouldn't say duh. Most people who ever watch this won't know that about me. But my name's Jason, which is a Greek name. And my mom got that name from a book. Come on, get over here, fish. Fishing's been glitchy tonight. Alright, I'm going to find a different place to stand. There we go. That might help. Let's get this big guy. Yeah, let me tell you, parenthood, it's a heck of an adventure. And we've just started. It's a lot of fun, though. I love my kid. My boyo. My little bean. My sweet potato. My yam. My nugget. That was not a salmon. I don't know what I just pulled in, but that was not a salmon game. I'm not even like a master angler, and I'll tell you, salmon generally aren't white. Oh, we meet again, mediocre fish. So, I was thinking of another story to tell. And, well, let's be honest. I think that Halfdan Ragnarsson guy is a reference. At the very least, I think he's a reference to Thor. I mean, he's a giant bearded lunatic, hammer. They even did a thing where the hammer flew back to him because somebody threw it to him. You should tell me about your name sometime if you want. Or right now. It's alright. I think Miranda's a Greek name too, to be honest. But anywho, that all got me thinking about Thor. And I was reading a story about Thor earlier today. About his journey into Utgard, which is a region in Jotunheim where the giants live. Now, Thor and Loki, they don't like each other much. Thor thinks Loki's a coward. Loki thinks Thor's an idiot. They're both kind of right. But they travel together in a lot of these myths. Wait, really? You're another one of those? I've met a lot of people whose names have been spelled wrong. But at least it ended up being more unique. So, one day, Loki spotted Thor kind of blustering and thundering about. And he asked him what the deal was. Like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you disturbing the peace? You big angry hairball. Come on, fishy. And Thor said, well, I'm going on a journey. I'm going to go to Jotunheim. I'm going to pick some fights. I'm going to kill some giants. In particular, I want to go to Utgard. If we know why Utgard is so important in Norse mythology, other than this one story, I don't really know. Probably someone out there with more specialized knowledge than me. Die, bird. I did not think I was going to hit it. So Loki, sensing an opportunity to cause some mischief, says, you know what, Thor, you're stupid as hell. So I'm going to come with you. Because I'm weak as hell. Because Loki has that way of turning an insult into a compliment. And Thor says, you know what, yeah, all right, okay, I get it. I get what you're saying. Smarts, brains, and brawn together. So they travel for a while, and eventually they find a farmhouse owned by this old couple. And they have this old couple, a son named Thialfi and a daughter named Roskva. And they decide to spend the night. Now, the farmer and his family, they recognize these two. It's basically the same thing as if, like, God Almighty showed up at your house and was like, let me crash for a while. So they come in, and they're a pretty poor family. And Thor and Loki are looking around, and they see a pot of boiling water, and there's, like, a couple potatoes. Is that an elephant skull? Is that a mastodon? Am I suddenly in Skyrim? Alright. I'll take it.
Where would Halfdan Jarl hold court?
Anyways, Thor decides very quickly that he does not want vegetable soup. He's Thor. So he makes an offer. He says, alright guys, we're going to eat my goats. So he and Loki had been traveling by goat-drawn chariot, as Thor was wont to do. We're going to eat my goats. He kills them right then and there, and he throws them in the pot. And he says, you can eat as much as you want, but throw the bones on these goat skins that I'm going to stretch out on the floor, okay? And don't mess with the bones. So they sit down to feast, and as they eat, they throw the bones onto the goat skins. But Thialfi, the young man, has been so hungry for so long that he can't stand the idea of wasting good bone marrow. So while Thor and his dad are talking, he splits one of the bones open, sucks the marrow out, and tosses it onto the goat hide real quick. Hopes nobody notices. Next morning, Thor gets up. He takes the goat hide outside with all the bones. The goat hides, there were 2 of them. Tangrisnir, fun fact, was the name of one of his goats. I forget the name of the other one. Die, chicken! Die, chicken! He didn't appreciate that. Yes. By the way, looking into chat here, Uranus and Miranda are both named after figures from Roman mythology. Most of our planets are named after Roman gods and people from Roman myths. Fun fact. Anywho, Thor raises up his hammer Mjolnir and he consecrates the remains of his goats, and they spring back to life, but one of them has a limp, and he instantly knows that somebody didn't listen to him, so he bursts into the house. And he's in a fury, and he's like, who fucked with my goats? I told you. Just don't mess with the bones. Everything else is fine. And this family's terrified because Thor is in their house and he's mad, and Thialfi's like, crap, did I just get my family killed? But Thor, unlike Odin, is a decent guy, and he sees that this family is afraid of him. And he says, you know what? I'm gonna let it go. Your kids, Thialfi and Roskva, are now my servants. They're gonna come with me to Utgard, and that's an end to the matter. Nobody needs to get hurt. Alright, so they leave. Cool. They make it to Utgard. They make it to the borders of Utgard, which is in Jotunheim. And they decide, you know what, let's have a nap. And they find what appears to be a big abandoned building, so they climb into this building. And they try to sleep, but suddenly the ground begins to rumble. And there's this god-awful noise outside, so they all kind of panic and push deeper back into this structure. And they spend the night like that, trying to sleep. They don't really get a ton of sleep. I'm going to go do a drinking game, so I don't lose my focus here. And they wake up in the morning, and they walk outside, and there's an enormous man laying in the clearing outside of this building. He's like the size of the clearing, and he stands up when he notices that there are others around him, and he's as tall as the pine trees. He introduces himself as Skirnir, and they realize that what they had been hearing all night was his snoring. Now Skirnir, pleasant enough dude, says, hey, little guys, you're traveling to Utgard, aren't you? Thor and Loki are immediately a little suspicious of this, and they say, well, how would you know that? And Skirnir kind of laughs and says, well, why else would you be here? There's nothing. There's nothing in this part of Jotunheim. except
Hey,
Utgard.
Scout.
So they agree to travel together, and Skinner leans over and he picks up the building that they were sleeping in, and it turns out it's his glove. A Skinner, big guy. He strides ahead of them,
Bard. But how do you know me?
The deeds of the Kratar.
and it takes them all day to catch up to Skinner, so wide are his strides. When they catch up to him, they're tired, they're hungry. Skinner drops his sack of provisions on the ground, and he says, "Here, I'm going to bed. You can eat what you want." And they spend the entire night trying to open this sack, but it's so big and so heavy that the cords can't be undone, even by Thor.
Let me find a fuller purse someday.
I wasn't paying attention to what he was saying. And all night, his snoring keeps them up. And 3 times, Thor being the charming, level-headed individual that he is, Thor attempts to beat this dude to death in his sleep. Hits him with his hammer, all his might. And each time, Skirner kind of snorts and wakes up, and he's like, "Oh, what was that?" But nothing happens to him. So in the morning, after 3 failed murder attempts, Skirner points them towards the top of a hill, and he says, "Right up there is Utgard. You see those buildings? That's Utgard. But you need to be careful if you go up there. It's run by Utgard's Loki, and he's not going to mess around with you the way I have. You need to impress him. Anyways, I gotta go. I'll see you later." Okay. So they go to Utgard. They get up there, and right away the giants see them. And giants, they're not great. They're not your best friends, but they'll be hospitable. Especially when they know that Thor is among them. They fear Thor. So they let them in. And there's a bit of a pissing contest. Utgard's Loki sits at the head of the hall, and he says, "Hey, we'll feed you, but you have to impress us first. So why don't you, Thor, challenge my son to a drinking contest?" And Thor gladly accepts. Thor, he loves getting wasted. So they bring out a horn full of ale, and they give it to Thor, and they give another one to his son. And his son drains his mead horn instantly. Thor takes the biggest draught he possibly can. He just fills his guts with mead. And he looks into the horn, and there's almost none of it's gone. He's barely even dented the surface of the mead in this. And all the giants laugh at him. They say, "I didn't know Thor had a weak stomach like a little girl." So Thor tries again, and still there's almost no change. And he tries again, and finally he's like, "All right, there's some kind of magic going on here. I give up. You win. Fine." And he sits down and he's all grumpy and sulky. And Loki says, "All right, I'm going to redeem our honor. Nobody eats faster than me. Bring me a big old plate of food, and I will get into an eating competition with your best eater." And this giant with bright red hair comes out, and he introduces himself as the best and fastest eater in Utgard. So they sit down and they start their competition, and Loki just tears through the food. Nothing can stop him. It's disgusting. It's like those professional eating competitions, where the world record's 2,000 hot dogs or whatever. And Loki looks up when he's finished, and to his dismay, this red-headed giant is already done eating. What am I doing? I should be down here for this. And not only has he eaten all the food, he's eaten the plate and the table. So Loki sits down in dismay. Uh-oh. How am I supposed to get that? Can I shoot this? I think I must be able to, huh? Huh. So now by this time, Thor has gotten his wits about him. And he says, "You know what? Okay, drinking, I failed at drinking. I'll admit it. I'm man enough. But I want to wrestle somebody. I'll show you Thor's true might. What if I set it on fire?" I see a much easier way to do this, and it doesn't involve burning down someone's house. Too bad I've already started that process. Good luck. Wasn't me. Some minor loot to be had, I guess. So, Utgard Loki by this point is kind of humoring Thor. And he brings out an old woman. This shriveled up old crone. He says, alright, I'll tell you what, Thor, this is my grandma. Since you embarrassed yourself being unable to outdrink my son, why don't you wrestle Grammy here? Should probably be more your speed, little guy. Now, Thor normally would not be one to beat up an old lady, but he's pissed. So, that's the bandit thing. Huh. So he sets about attempting to wrestle this old lady, and he fails utterly. She throws him again and again and again. And then finally, Utgard Loki's like, okay, alright, you're embarrassing yourself, bro. Here's my cat. Just pick up the cat. Pick up the cat. Thor fails to pick up the cat. It's just an ordinary house cat, and he can just barely lift it over his head. Something's going on here. Finally, Thialfi, being the only one who hasn't done something yet besides his sister, but this is a Norse myth, so sisters get kind of left by the wayside, says, okay, I'll tell you what, I'm really fast. I'll race someone. So they go outside and they set up a race, and this giant who comes forth to race with Thialfi just absolutely blows him out of the water. Like, there wasn't even a chance. Finally, Utgard Loki's had enough. He's like, alright, okay, you guys are losers. Aww. Oh, is my mic dumb? Hang on. Let me check that real quick. No, my mic is picking me up. I wonder what's going on. What a terrible shame. Oh, was it on your end? I hope it was on your end, because otherwise I just told like half a story for no reason. Oh well. I'll just finish up real quick. So eventually Utgard's Loki is like, alright, you guys are stupid. Let's just leave. You guys can leave. And he walks them outside and he sits them down. And he's like, okay, look, time for some real talk. You guys need to get the fuck out of here. And you need to never come back. And Thor and Loki are kind of taken aback by this sudden turn. Like, Utgard's Loki was making fun of them the whole time in there. Now all of a sudden he's like, look, just leave. And Utgard's Loki goes on to explain, I met you out in the woods. I said my name was Skrimir. I walked with you. That was me, though. You tried to kill me. And if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for my magic, I'd be dead. Look. And he points out over the valley, and there are 3 huge craters. Look like meteoric impacts. He says, that was where your hammer landed. I made you think you were hitting me, but you were hitting the hillside behind me instead. If I hadn't done that, I'd be mashed potatoes. When you wrestled that old woman, that was old age herself, and you almost beat her. Of course you couldn't, because no one can beat old age, but you almost beat her. When you lifted up my cat, that wasn't my cat. That was Jormungand, the world serpent. Loki, you were in an eating competition against a wildfire that I turned into a person. And you almost won. Thialfi, you outran, or almost outran, the speed of a thought. That person that you raced against was my thoughts. You guys need to chill. You're dangerous. You freak me out. Go away. Now Thor is furious. He doesn't like being cheated by this illusion magic. There's my drinking competition. I've just been running around aimlessly. So he turns around to murder Utgard's Loki, but he's gone. So he turns around to go into Utgard again, but Utgard is gone. Hang on. I'm going to have to pay attention to this. Eivor just actually referenced part of this story that I left out. Thank you for reminding me, Eivor.
You're a bit green, friend. Droolmonger.
Oopsie daisy. I don't know why I'm trying so hard. I didn't even get to wager any money on this one. My primary means of making money in this game has been wagering on drinking competitions and fishing. Really, my Eivor is more of an alcoholic fisherman than an actual Viking. Alright, so anyways, I mentioned that Eivor made a reference to the story I was telling there. The drinking bit that I forgot to talk about. Thor, when he was drinking from that horn, it was actually connected to the ocean, and he lowered the sea level by drinking. But of course he failed, because it was the ocean. So Thor and Loki are just left standing there, feeling like idiots. They'd been tricked by the giants. Oh, but they'll have their revenge in a later story. Tina the ghost, huh? Alright, okay, I should focus. What should I do? What shall I do? Hang on, I have to plug in my baby monitor real quick. It's nearly 11. I've spent the last, 10 minutes just kind of running around telling a story. I think I'm going to go find Halfdan Ragnarsson. Oh, there he is. I'll talk to him, and then I think we'll call it quits, and I'll get myself some sleep. Let's see what he's got to say.
War must end. That is my first concern. The time to strike.
Is when I say we strike. Halfdan's hammer protects this land. Tell my people that. King Lucia.
As you wish, my lord.
I'm skeptical about ghosts and things, but I lived in a dorm in college where some stuff happened that, let's just say, I could not explain. I figure let's keep an open mind.
And you are the hero of Yorick. So sing my skalds.
Not just any hero. Eivor brought order to the city. King Vishnu.
They say you rooted out a gang of thieves and traitors.
Not alone, but I led the charge.
You gifted my silk to the cards and churls of Yorick.
To men and women who needed it most.
Foolish choice. The coin never left King Rishia's treasury.
I try never to regret the decisions I make in a time of war.
Agreed. To second guess ourselves would only stall the victory. I don't regret sending Faravit to lead our strike against the Picts, in spite of Eivor winning the day.
Eivor and I felt unhafted, so you could sweep in, stab a few cold corpses, and claim a glorious victory.
Mistake. You don't talk to a dude like this like that. Oh, okay, never mind. He appreciates the balls.
Spear, always on the mark.
I would not be here without your hammer. Please accept this.
So, quick reference there. Here, Jess are like Odin's spear, always on the mark. Odin's spear is called Gungnir in mythology. It's magic in that it never misses. If he wants to hit you, he just throws that spear and it will hit you no matter what.
Wine goblets are for Roman mealers. Give me a horn of mead any day.
There's wisdom in this one, Faravit.
By your leave, Lord, I must return to my forward camp.
My buddy Sipel, who is in here, used to hold to the superstition that you have to hold your breath when you're near a cemetery. And once upon a time, to torment him while we were on a road trip, we just parked next to a cemetery and just sat there and watched him do his best to hold his breath. Alright, well, I guess I've got to go party it up with these dudes, so I think I'll work on that off camera here. And for now, I'm feeling kind of hungry. I should probably get something light to eat. If you stop by, thanks for joining. Don't forget to follow us. Actually, follow us on Twitch. And I guess we'll call it a night. Thanks for hanging out. I had a good time. Told some stories. Caught up with some people from my past. I always like it when you show up, Miranda. I do. Take care, and I'll see you Sunday for another solo stream. Always at about 9 o'clock Mountain Time, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. And I may be around Friday and Saturday for the group streams. We'll see. It's always kind of up in the air whether or not I do those. But either way, stop by and watch those group streams. My buddies are an entertaining lot, to say the least. Take care.